Today is the story of Harry Moore and his wife Harriet Moore. Harry Tyson Moore and his wife Harriet Vita Sims Moore were educators and civil rights activists throughout the 1930s and 40s until their untimely death in the early 50s. They both completed degrees at Bethune-Cookman College, and they were married on Christmas Day 1926. They birthed two daughters, Annie Rosalie Moore and Juanita Evangeline Moore. In 1934, Harry founded the Brevard County chapter of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, or NAACP. He is credited with being the first president of the Florida NAACP by bringing various chapters within the state together and even helping create new ones. In 1938, Harry and the NAACP supported the case of a black school teacher in a lawsuit against the school board of Brevard County. Often called the troublemaker, Harry was relentless in advocating for equal pay of Florida's black school teachers and raising black voter registration. In 1944, he founded the Progressive Voters League to help increase black voter registration, which he was credited with being successful in doing. He investigated lynchings, murders, and any other racial crimes in Florida. Fearless in his public challenges of Jim Crow, he would write letters to all levels of government about the racial injustices and the need for proper legislation. For his activism, he and his wife Harriet were fired by the Brevard County School Board in 1946. He then took a position with the NAACP while still doing his work in the Progressive Voters League. His wife and daughters devoted themselves to helping Harry in his activism in any way capable. He had a family of riders to support him. Harry waged a scathing campaign against the Sheriff Willis V. McCall and the unfair treatment of the Groveland Four. This is another story that's worth its own lengthy video, but they were four black men falsely charged with raping a white girl and assaulting her husband. Harry's good friend Thurgood Marshall would lead a legal team in getting an appeal of the group's original trial. When Sheriff McCall shot the two surviving members before seeing the second trial, killing one in the process, Harry called for his indictment. This is believed to be the act that put Harry at the top of the hit list for white supremacists. A month and a half later, on Christmas night 1951, the Moores' 25th anniversary in fact, Harry and Harriet Moore were killed when a bomb detonated underneath their bedroom. The Christmas gifts lay unopened as they awaited the arrival of their youngest daughter from Washington, D.C. Harry died on the way to the hospital, while Harriet survived only 9 days longer. After seeing her husband at the mortuary, she returned to the hospital to say goodbye to her two daughters, who pleaded with her to keep fighting. A little while later, she died of a blood clot, January 3rd, 1952. Harry and Harriet Moore are seen as the first martyrs of the modern civil rights movement. Their deaths sparked disgust on an international level that made America look like hypocrites for preaching democracy while allowing such morbid behavior in its own borders.